Thank you for the warm welcome, but you haven't heard what I have to say yet. You might not like it. Let me just start by thanking the conference organizers for inviting me. It's really an honor, and it's really a reunion because I have seen so many people I met before on your campuses when you've invited me, and I met many new people who I'd never met before. And so I really want to thank you for inviting me and to congratulate you for putting together this amazing conference. And I think we should have a round of applause. I want to start by asking you, how many of you became active on this issue in the past year? Raise your hands. I see quite a few. Quite a few. How many of you have been active for less than 2 years? Okay, that's a few more. How many of you have been active on this issue for 3 years or more? That looks like the largest group. But it's a nice mix, and I think what it shows is that there is a strong base, a strong foundation of people who are absolutely committed to justice in Palestine, and that they're succeeding through their outreach in bringing more people on board all the time. And we have to continue to grow those numbers. A couple of things. You know how Jay Leno does the headlines? No one watches Jay Leno. But you might have seen this yesterday in Yediot Ahronot. I thought I'd share with you. Those of you who follow Israeli football might know that Betar Yerushalayim, Betar Jerusalem, is one of the leading teams in Israel. And the headline is, Betar Jerusalem captain, sorry for wanting Arab player. Betar Jerusalem captain Avram Baruchian met Thursday evening with fans belonging to the La Familia organization and apologized for saying he would like to see an Arab player play in the football team. The fans told him they were hurt by the remark he made about 10 days ago at an anti-violence conference. Baruchian said at the end of Thursday's meeting, the most painful thing is that I unfortunately hurt Betar's fans, and I understood that I hurt them very much. It's important for me that the players know and that everyone knows that I'm with them through thick and through thin. It's important for me to stress that I'm not the one who decides on these things, but if at the moment the fans don't want it, there won't be an Arab player in Betar. Israel strikes me today as the only country on earth where public figures and celebrities have to issue tearful apologies for not being sufficiently racist. I thought that was really quite incredible. Now, after hearing that, I want to ask you, how many of you have heartburn? Now, that's a few of you. You don't all have to reveal your medical secrets. Well, this message is brought to you by Prilosec, the number one medication for acid reflux disease, most prescribed medication in the world. They're not paying me for this. I love this stuff. I swear by it. I take it every day. It's the first thing I have before my coffee, and it's fantastic. I have acid reflux. It's a hereditary thing. My mother has it. Well, this is one of the best-selling medications in the world, the most widely prescribed, and I guarantee you, every one of you, there's someone in your family who takes it. Many of you are too young to take this, but you'll get there. So, sold over the counter, But one of the things you'll notice, I noticed this because I buy a lot of Prilosec, is that, you know, just a couple of years ago, it's not the FAA, it's the FDA. The FAA approves our aeroplanes. The FDA approves our drugs. So the FDA approved generic over-the-counter, the drug is actually called omeprazole. And if you go to any drugstore in the country, to Walmart, to Walgreens, to Duane Reade, to CVS, the generic brand, whether it's their store brand, the generic is always made in Israel. Always. They're the only supplier of generic over-the-counter omeprazole. The brand name Prilosec, which is a little more expensive, is made in Sweden. And since we heard this morning that Stockholm City Council got rid of Veolia over its work in the settlements, I think we should tell all our friends and family and relatives to buy the Swedish-made Prilosec. I know that's going to be on YouTube. Okay. So, a bit of history. I want to talk about a little bit of history, not too much. And then I want to talk about where I think BDS fits in to where we're going and into this, in the struggle for justice, and why I think it's going to work. If you look at the history of Palestine over the past 62 years, ever since the destruction of much of Palestine and the establishment of the State of Israel on its ashes, I think it can be divided roughly into three phases of roughly 20 years. The first phase was from 1948 to 1967. That was the establishment of Israel, the ethnic cleansing of 90% of the population from inside the boundaries of what became Israel, the systematic destruction of 500 towns and villages, and the exile of the indigenous population of the country. And of course, the remaining Palestinians inside Israel subjected to military rule and to continued ethnic cleansing and removal from their land. The second phase, beginning in 1967, was with Israel's threefold expansion, its conquest of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, of southwest Syria, of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, was really, in a sense, the heyday, the era of maximum Israeli confidence, and the moment at which Zionism, as we know it today, became rooted in the American Jewish community. Before 1967, American Jews had, for the most part, not been captured by this ideology of Zionism and the virulent and racist nationalism that accompanies it. And for Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, it was the beginning of the long occupation and colonization that continues to this day. But it was also, from Israel's perspective, a period of what I call a luxury occupation. The Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza Strip were relatively quiescent. They were a source of cheap labor. Israelis allowed themselves to travel freely throughout the occupied territories, and it was bliss. It was a situation where Israelis said, well, we don't need to, you know, this is fine. We can stay like this as we build settlements. There's no pressure on us to do anything. We don't have to formally annex the West Bank and Gaza Strip, which would require us to give civil rights and voting rights to the Palestinians living there. So we just keep things as they are. This period of luxury occupation ended